We talk about education when we actually mean schooling. And that's one of the reasons that we shut parents out, because we think, oh, education is about what happens in these walls or with these interactions. But education is much, much wider, and learning is wider still. And we need to reflect on those terms. We need to change the emphasis. We need to move away from thinking about schools to start thinking about learning. And if you have any authority in your school or setting, I would challenge you to change your school or nursery improvement plan to a learning improvement plan. Because really, do you want to improve the organization, or do you want to improve the learning that goes on in the organization? Because the organization exists for learning. And I would very much like to get to a situation where everybody's learning is at the center of what we're doing. So the community's learning, the parents learning, the pupils learning, and the school's learning, and the school staff learning. If you've taken time out from your duties as a teacher or an assistant today, do the parents that you work with know that? Are you going to share this with them? And if not, why not? It's modeling lifelong learning. Isn't that something we want to model for all the people we interact with? The desire to support learning is at the center of everything we do. And it's just about foregrounding that. And I think we really need to change the pandemic discourse. I don't know about anybody else, but I am fed up with hearing about lost learning. Where's it gone? You know, if I lose my keys, they are somewhere. Where has all this learning gone? But more importantly, how do we know it was lost, and how do we know what was lost? There are a lot of papers and reports being written, but a lot of them are doing one of two things. They're either saying, well, children would have been in school 8 hours and they've only spent 3 hours in front of a screen, therefore they've lost 5 hours of learning. Really? If you were sitting next to me, I could teach you something in 10 minutes, or you could teach me something in 10 minutes that might take an hour in a classroom where there are 30 other people. We don't know that that works as an equivalent. Or they're basing ideas on learning that has been lost over teacher strikes or other healthcare issues, but we've never been through anything like what we've just been through. And the idea that children were losing learning, yes, of course they've lost some things, but they've also gained a lot of things. And the assumption that schools have been closed is another unhelpful term. We assume that learning has been lost because it wasn't in school. And that's because we assume there's an unbreakable connection between school and education. As I've just said, there really isn't. We assume that this is learning and that this isn't. Is that true? Think of all the things that you can learn. Just because children haven't been in the physical place of school doesn't mean they haven't been in school, and it doesn't mean they haven't been in learning.